Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about some of the forgotten villages of Animal Crossing, also known as the ones that got removed in previous games, especially the Japanese version of Animal Crossing, and never really came back. Some of these are actually quite popular, so I don't know if I'd call them all forgotten, but basically they've got a bit of a cult following, so I wanted to show you guys them and give you a bit of an insight into why they may or may not return. So if you're excited for this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Animal Crossing content. So let's get into our first two villages. First of all, we have Bao and Meow, and obviously these two have quite an interesting design. And the reason for that is because they're based on this Japanese animal translation gimmicky device called the Meowlingual and the Baolingual. And as you can see, the resemblance between them and this thing is incredibly close. Now this is a very niche product and an old product, of course. It's very outdated now and not many people know about this. It was a Japanese only product. So it makes sense why these two would be sort of stuck in the Japanese game and never make it to American audiences and the rest of the world, because people wouldn't understand why they look like this. All the same, I'd still love to see them return because I think they're really interesting and it's a really cool idea for a villager. It's actually incredibly unique. It's not just like a regular animal, it's sort of like a robot in a way. So I think it would be really great to see these two return, but it's very unlikely just because of the source material. So the next one is called Nindori, and Nindori is a really weird gyroid looking ostrich. Now we already have a gyroid character in Coco, the bunny, but this guy is kind of interesting because he was based on a Japanese magazine that was kind of like their Nintendo Power, and that's basically why he hasn't returned, because he was a promotional character for that magazine. He came through an e-reader card, so American audiences wouldn't really understand this guy. He doesn't really make sense, basically. And to be fair, his design isn't that interesting. I do think he's pretty unique, so that's why I put him up here, but, you know, he's not an essential character, we don't really need him back. So the next one, and this guy's actually pretty popular online, is Pierre, and I can't think of a single reason why he wouldn't return. He is so interesting. He's like this mime cat, and obviously we have Pietro in the new game, and he's the sort of clown mime sheep, and I think these two would look so cool together. It'd be really cool to see him return. Cats are quite popular in Animal Crossing as well, so, you know, this guy would... everyone would go crazy for this guy. I really don't know why he's not returning. I think there might be another villager called Pierre now, but they could just change his name. That's fine with me, honestly, I don't mind. He's just such an interesting villager. And it would be nice to see more cat villagers in general. I know we have quite a few, but they are so popular, and of course they are because everyone loves cats. So on to the next one, Champ, and this guy is not actually from the Japanese game, and he's not actually from the original game either. He was introduced in Wild World, and he was in the game up until City Folk. Now you may recognize this character, not just because he looks like Porter, but because he was actually in the Animal Crossing movie based on Wild World. So that's right, a character who was deemed popular enough, or at least cool enough, to be put in a movie about the game, the only movie we've got for the series. He was removed in New Leaf, and basically the reason for that is fairly obvious. You can see why. He looks exactly like Porter. I don't think they really could have done much to change him. The monkey characters are pretty, like, not that diverse, I would say, and they're not that popular, but Champ is still a favourite for some people just because he kind of does look like Porter, and that's sort of interesting. It's really weird that they went for this design choice. It's almost like they should have just called him Porter and then had him back in his like NPC role in the next game. But yeah, I guess they just thought this was a cool design for a monkey and, you know, had it like that. I do think it's interesting though to see a character who was in the movie and then up until City Folk actually get removed in New Leaf. Again, the reason's obvious, but it's still kind of a unique case. Not many villagers are like this. And on to our final one, Woolio. Now, Woolio is actually a really popular villager online, and you can see why. He's crazy, he's got a star on his face, he's got these weird like Terminator glasses. I think he might actually be a Terminator. He's just a really cool sheep. I have no idea why he hasn't returned. Maybe it's because he's just so wacky and he's like, again, a product of his time, you know, they were sort of going crazy with the designs. But yeah, sadly Woolio hasn't come back, but he does remain a loved and popular villager. So once again, not really forgotten, just kind of, you know, a cult villager who people love in the underground Animal Crossing communities. And you can definitely see why. He's really great. There's actually a ton of these villages, and I would love to go through all of them, but this would be a really long really long video actually, so I can't be doing that. But if you want to check out the Wikipedia, just Google the removed villages from Animal Crossing and you'll see a whole list of them. There's so many and they're really cool actually. For example, there is a wolf who I think might be a jock, and I believe he's the only jock wolf in the whole game, and we still don't have a jock wolf, so it'd be really cool to see some of those return. Obviously, Welcome Amiibo brought back a lot of removed villages, which I thought was really cool. For example, one of my favorites in that game is Dobby. I really love Dobby and I was so happy to see him return. And obviously you've got Ketchup the Duck, who is insanely popular. So I think it'd be even cooler if we could see some of these really obscure ones return in the next game, maybe as their own Amiibo cards, so sort of like collectors could get them in their game, you know, real hardcore Animal Crossing fans. Because let's be honest, the casual Animal Crossing fan probably wouldn't be that interested in Meow and Bow because they wouldn't really understand why they look like that. But of course, more dedicated players might love them. So I would love to see them return in the next game. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. Like I said, I'm going to do more Animal Crossing videos, not just on New Horizons, but on all kinds of subjects. This is the Animal Crossing channel after all. Remember, we like to keep these videos fairly casual, so I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more Animal Crossing content, and leave a comment down below which villagers you would like to see return in New Horizons, if any. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.